A new radar image has shown the vast scale of the cloud band responsible for dumping yet another deluge over the east coast. The image shared by Weatherzone shows the weather system stretching from the Southern Ocean all the way up to Townsville in far north Queensland, and inland past Mount Isa. 2 big days of rain are bringing rain and storms to multiple states, with the SES warning of flooding once again around the Macquarie and Hawkesbury regions in New South Wales. Roads have already started closing across rural NSW, including the Kamilaroi Highway, the Silver City Highway, the Cobb Highway and the Carnarvon Highway. Read more. Floodproofing dam project declared critical. Motorists are urged to never drive through floodwaters, and to stay across current closures at live traffic. The Bureau of Meteorology, BOM, has this afternoon issued a severe weather warning for parts of northwest NSW. Weatherzone SA. The flooding risk is exacerbated by the fact catchments are already saturated. Read more. Google reveals what Aussies are searching on 20th anniversary. Murray-Darling Basin and rivers east of the Great Dividing Range in NSW, Victoria and Queensland can expect flooding, it wrote. Numerous flood warnings are in place, especially for rivers in western and central NSW. Residents in NSW can stay across flood warnings here. Read more. Police widen search for Moors murders victims. Remains. Rain records set to tumble. Sydney could break its all-time rain record this week as multiple states brace for floods and storms. Greystanes in Sydney's west has seen 23 millimeters of rain in just 2 hours. Read more. Weapon of a brown snake found in Aussie backyard. Weatherzone reported that the city could this week set a new record for its wettest year ever. In 164 years of records, 2022 is already Sydney's second wettest year ever, with 2,112 millimeters recorded as of yesterday. That's just 82 millimeters short of the record of 2,194 millimeters, recorded in 1950. And, Weatherzone said, at this point in 1950, Sydney had received just 1960. 5 millimeters of rain, with falls of between 70 millimeters to 110 millimeters expected between now and Monday morning. It's likely a new record will be set in coming days. A hazardous surf warning remains in place along much of the east coast, including Sydney. Overnight, Adelaide was smashed by storms, with trees brought down across the city. Glass panels on a shopping complex in Rundle Mall were blown out and smashed onto the road below. The SES worked through the night to clean up the damage, responding to 400 calls for assistance. Kingscote, the largest town on Kangaroo Island, saw 36.6 millimeters of rain, which is its heaviest daily October rain in 22 years, and Lameroo in the Marilands had 31 millimeters, its highest daily fall in any month for almost 3 years. Read more. Russian losses evident in key liberated Ukrainian city. The severe weather warning for the city has now been cancelled, but the Bureau of Meteorology has forecast more on the way. The main areas forecast to be affected by heavy rain today are western and southwest Queensland, western and central NSW and northern and northeastern Victoria. Moderate falls are also possible along the NSW south coast. Severe thunderstorms are likely on Wednesday, with heavy rain being the main risk, primarily around southwest Queensland and western NSW. Read more. Woman convicted of killing pregnant woman to take her unborn baby. Rainfalls of between 20 to 40 millimeters are expected today across southern Queensland, inland NSW and northern Victoria. Storm activity could see an increase of rainfall to 40 to 60 millimeters under storms, with isolated totals in excess of 100 millimeters possible. Tomorrow, the heaviest rainfall will be around southeast NSW, the NSW south coast, northeast Victoria and elevated northern Tasmania. Thursday night and Friday will see rain and thunderstorms, some severe, rapidly develop through central NSW and Victoria as the cold front approaches, then moves into eastern Victoria and NSW on Friday night. Many communities that recently experienced flooding or are currently in flood will likely see rivers rise in the coming week, the Bureau said in a release. Read more. All of the Big Four banks move quickly to pass on interest rate rise. The ground remains saturated, and any additional rainfall will cause streams and rivers to rise. NSWSES has also warned communities to prepare for emergency situations. The majority of river systems are already full, and the predicted rainfall could see renewed river level rises similar to what has been experienced in the last month, Commissioner Carleen York said. Many communities across inland, central west and western NSW including Gunnedah, Wee Waa, Warren, Parkes, Forbes, and Albury are expected to be impacted. York said volunteers were also preparing for a busy weekend with the Bathurst 1000 due to take place from Thursday to Sunday. We are preparing for possible flooding along the Macquarie River, and with Bathurst shaping up for a wet weekend, it is important people take steps to stay safe, she said. School holidays are also continuing, so it is important all holiday makers who are traveling on the roads over this time to drive to the conditions and avoid flooded roads.